Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me here on the channel today. Hope you're all doing well. Well, guys, we have to remember that the narcissist disappearing act is not confusion, it's information. It's information for you guys to know what you're dealing with. If the narcissist was on great behavior and was love bombing you and doing everything right for weeks, perhaps months, or even years sometimes, and all of a sudden their behavior's changed. Perhaps they're not texting you as often, or they're not calling you as often. Perhaps they're not answering their phone when you call or returning texts. You may think, well, they're just busy, or perhaps they're tied up at work or some emergency happened. But you know deep in your soul, you know deep in your heart that something is off. Many times we don't want to look at what's right before us, guys, and we make excuses for the severe narcissist. But if they're disappearing, going MIA, not returning your calls, big lapses in time after paying such great attention to you and smothering you with love and attention, you could be dealing with a severe malignant narcissist. Because basically they do what they want. You may think that something's wrong or something came up, or perhaps they're just busy. But for those of us who have survived narcissistic abuse, we know differently. We know that these severe malignant narcissists do what they want. They get extremely bored after a while, and when the mask drops, their behavior changes drastically. It's basically the discard, or the beginning of the discard. And it's information for you if this happens. You know, somebody who cares about you won't be inconsistent with their attention with you. Somebody who loves you and wants the best for you and doesn't want to hurt you would never, ever put you in that position of wondering and being confused as to their whereabouts or why they didn't show up when there was a commitment made to show up. But the severe malignant narcissist doesn't give it a thought. And why do they do this? Well, we can make excuses that they were busy, or they had work, or it's some god-awful emergency that happened. You know, we can fantasize about things like that when the truth is they just don't care. It's a hard reality to think about, but the severe malignant narcissist basically will do what they want. And if they've received a better offer or something is more appealing to them, they just go and do it. They feel they don't owe an explanation to anyone. Again, they're into self-gratification. They don't really care if someone is in tears or confused or scared or wondering where they are or what's going on or is emotionally distraught because they're being ignored for days or weeks on end. Nope. But the severe malignant narcissist will just ride off into the sunset, doing whatever they want during that period, and then feel that they can show up afterwards and just pick up where they left off. It's extremely bizarre behavior, but it's very typical of a severe narcissist. And guys, I'm not just talking about a romantic, intimate relationship here. This could be your best friend or someone you thought was your best friend. How many of you have had so-called friends disappear on you when they made a commitment, just not show up for you at your major events? It's happened a lot, and that's how you know that they may be a severe narcissist. Boy, don't we wish we had the information years ago, huh? Well, good thing is we have the information now, and we can watch out for these signs. They can also happen with an employer, people at work, your family members. Just watch the patterns where they give an offer that's too good to be true, or they commit to a major event, or they're smothering you with love-bombing friendship or a relationship or attention or opportunities, and then they disappear, or they don't come through with what they promised, or they flake on you. Why? Because you're basically just not important to them. Someone who cares about you will keep their word, and their behavior won't change like that. They'll be consistent. Consistency is good. But when you are love-bombed with over-consistency, with too much love and attention, and you're love-bombed, and then all of a sudden that mask drops, boy, is it a shocker. And it's done intentionally, guys. It certainly is. They want that reaction from you. They want that control over you. They want you to be distraught. They want to see how emotional you get when the mask drops, when they abuse you. And they want to see each time if you're going to stay. The abuse only gets worse, guys. You know that. So pay attention to the inconsistency. If they disappear, if they go MIA, just remember it's information, guys. It's information. They're telling you who they are, and pay attention to it. So if you see this, if you've been love bombed extensively with a consistent pattern from someone, and then all of a sudden they're not answering their phone, or they're not calling you, or they haven't told you their whereabouts, and they've just gone completely MIA, and you're worried about them, well, yeah, at first you should be worried. Perhaps it is a unexpected emergency that happened. That's the first thing most people would think of if the person has been very attentive and responsible and loving and caring and has love bombed the heck out of you for an extended period of time. You would never think that somebody with that type of pattern would do such a thing, would just disappear and not give a word as to what's going on. But you have to remember, severe malignant narcissists do this. It's one of the first telltale signs that they are a severe narcissist. And again, you have to use their disappearing act as information and not confusion. Let it direct your steps to be on guard and to protect yourself, because healthy people don't oscillate between obsession and absence. They just don't do that. The sudden withdrawal on the part of the narcissist is part of their control, guys. It's to emotionally overwhelm you and wear you down. They want to get that reaction from you. They want you to be all upset and cry and get concerned over them. It gives them a thrill. It gives them power. And it also sets the pattern for it to happen again and again and again. And they're basically revealing to you the future of your relationship. Now, is that appealing? I don't think so. You wouldn't want a relationship where you're always waiting for the shoe to drop, or you're waiting for the person, again, what are they going to do next? Are they going to show up or not? Are they going to disappear for another week or two, or are they going to be around? You shouldn't have to worry about that. So this is all a setup from the narcissist to treat you bad. If you accept it the first time, believe me, it will just get worse and happen again and again and again. They test you this way. They're expecting you to just pick up where you left off when they come back. Many times they'll feed you some kind of, lame story as to why they disappeared for days on end, but there's really no excuse to cut off all contact. I mean, is there? Somebody who's busy or has an emergency can send a text or a phone call or a message saying, I'm so sorry, I'll get back to you, this is what's happened. But many times the severe narcissist doesn't. They just take off. And when they come back, they expect you just to have amnesia and forget about it. When you've been distraught, you're wondering what the heck is going on. You're imagining all kinds of things happening. And I hate to tell you, but you're probably right about most of them. Usually, guys, when a severe malignant narcissist is missing, and when they've disappeared and gone MIA for days or weeks on end, they're entertaining other supply. Yep. You have to face the reality of that. Narcissists rarely go silent to self-reflect on their behavior or to become a better person in solitude. They just don't do that. Their silence usually equals the fact that they've had someone else during that time. It could be a new target. It could be somebody who's giving them new attention. It could be an old ex. Or it could be just some backup supply in their harem of supply. They never cut off ties with exes. They never cut off ties with acquaintances. They could be very useful to the narcissist. Their backup supply. They always keep their exes and new supply and potential supply on a string. Because when they get bored with you, they can just reach out to one of the ones on queue. Have a change, switch it up for a while, do something different. And they feel that they don't have to explain to you at all. Now, is that the type of relationship you want? Do you want someone that treats you that way? Guys, no shows or somebody that just doesn't show up or is inconsistent with their treatment of you reveals a true lack of empathy, and that is one sign of a true narcissist, when they just don't care what it's doing to you. If they just don't care that you're worried or you've been hurt or that you are missing them at whatever function you were supposed to go to or event because they just didn't show up or call, do you deserve that kind of treatment? No. But this happens after they've been very responsible and reliable, dependable, and your dream come true. So most people would be in shock. They would think the worst, like maybe there was a car accident, maybe they're sick in the hospital, maybe their phone died, maybe, all these kind of scenarios. Maybe they're just busy. But I'm telling you right now, they're not just busy. Those are the things that many targets tell themselves when actually it's them testing your compliance. They want to see things like, will you chase them? Will you over-explain how you were feeling? Will you accept the breadcrumbs in the relationship that they will give you? They won't give you their complete self. They'll give you breadcrumbs of themselves. They want to see if you'll lower your standards to accept their breadcrumbs and their disappearing acts and their lame excuses. And if the answer is yes, guess what? They escalate the abuse, guys. So for the narcissist, if you pass the test, okay, then you really fail with your self-confidence and your self-worth, because they're testing to see if you will accept their poor treatment. They're testing to see if you passed their test of abuse, then maybe they can do more. And the pattern, believe me, guys, always, always gets worse. It starts as late replies, missed or unanswered calls, canceled plans, many times without any notice. They just go MIA. And then when you ask them about it, it becomes stonewalling, avoiding the conversation. They give you the silent treatment. They disappear more. They ghost your texts completely. And they have repeated discard cycles where they do it again and again and again. They will just discard at will, disappear at will, walk away at will, and basically just do what they want. The first disappearance, okay, is the smallest version of the hell that is to come, guys. It's the first sign, and it will hurt like hell. You'll wonder what the heck is going on because their treatment was so incredible during the love bombing stage. You're in shock. What happened? What is going on? So it's just a little glimpse of what's to come. And don't forget, they will interject intermittent periods of good behavior to really confuse you. So imagine you're being stood up, or they disappear for days or weeks on end. They don't answer your calls, and they come back and act like nothing happened. And then they start the love bombing, treating you well. Perhaps they buy you something. Perhaps they agree to help you with some things you needed help with. They're all smiles and lovey-dovey, and you're thinking, oh, the person's back. But guess what, guys? They're not. That's a mask. That's an intermittent mask. So you stick around so they can just abuse you and disappear again. So what you have to remember, guys, is that healthy people communicate even when there's difficulties and when they struggle. They don't just disappear for weeks on end and do what they want without concern. But you have to remember, with a narcissist, silence is their favorite weapon. They just don't feel they have to mention anything. And if you've caught them in various lies, they'll still deny it. They won't fess up to it. They think you're just supposed to believe those lies one day. Now, This is why you have to leave at the first red flag, or when they disappear for days, or don't show up without any explanation, or they stop answering your calls or even paying attention to you. They're testing you guys, and if you tolerate it, guess what? You tolerate disrespect. You abandon who you were and yourself. And they can escalate the abuse without concern. It'll just get worse. But if you leave early at the first signs of abuse, you will preserve your dignity. They will respect you more. It protects your mental health and your physical health, because believe me, narcissistic abuse breaks down both of those. It breaks the trauma bond formation. You won't be glued to the push-pull, long-term effects of narcissistic abuse and that trauma bond. The longer you stay, the longer it's going to take to heal and to get yourself back, your confidence back, your health back, the years back. So the earlier you leave, the less you lose. Okay? There's so much to be lost if you spend an extended period of time with an abusive person. Your nervous system will suffer greatly, guys. You'll have high levels of anxiety. Your thinking will be more obsessive. Your self-care will be reduced. You'll have less peace. And your body will be on high alert. Okay? Your logic won't catch up with your anxiousness. And peace is a sign of safe love. If you do not have peace, guys, it's dangerous. That's the Holy Spirit's discernment telling you something is wrong. This person is not of God. It's God's warning when you get that spiritual discernment, which feels many times like just simple anxiety, anxiousness, lack of peace, fright, terror in some cases. You deserve consistency, not confusion, guys. Real love or true love feels calm, peaceful, steady, clear, safe. Okay, it's not chaotic. It's not mysterious. There's no question mark at the end of it. It's not destabilizing. It doesn't knock you off your rocker every day. And it certainly doesn't cause daily heartache and pain. Confusion is not physical chemistry or the love that people call chemistry. It's manipulation that's going on, guys. It's confusion and manipulation. It's not like butterflies in your stomach chemistry. Many times it's terror, it's fright, it's anxiety. So when they disappear, guys, when they go MIA, when they don't show up for you after love bombing, being on great behavior, they're telling you who they are. They're telling you what they want you to accept, which will just get worse. And remember, disappearing, okay, is closure. All right? You don't need any explanations from them. You don't need any apologies from them. You don't need any conversations from them. If they just disappear on you and they don't even have the consideration to inform you where they are, what they're doing, or why, truthfully and honestly, I'm not talking about some lame excuse that's a lie, but the real reason. If they can't do that, you don't need to explain or plead with them or apologize or have conversations about what happened. It's done. They told you who they were and who they are. And they're telling you what will get worse and worse in the relationship. Because it will. It will just escalate. Okay? They closed the relationship down with their disrespect of you. That was the deal breaker. And you have to keep that boundary to respect yourself. Because if you accept their bad treatment, they're walking all over you, causing you pain, causing you fear, causing you terror, disappearing, coming back, lying to you, causing you worry, lack of peace, your health to decline, high levels of anxiety, financial losses. Many times you can't go to work like that. You can't do what you're supposed to do during the day. You can't take care of your family or your kids or whatever you need to do. Your life suffers because they just decided to do what they want. So it's up to you to protect yourself. Exposure is protection. What pulls you into the torment is not sent to bless you, guys. Nope, that's from the adversary. God is not the author of confusion. It's the other guy that does that. So when someone love bombs you and then disappears, don't wait for them to clarify. Okay? Don't wait for some, basic reason that makes it all better. There really isn't a reason to do that. Don't wait for the answers. Don't wait for them to change. Just run, and run far, and run hard. Not because you're weak, not because you're confused, not because you're angry, but because you finally see who they are without the mask. And because you value your life and your future. So I hope this was helpful, guys. Also, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if any of this resonated with you. And if you have a petition you would like me to pray for, please leave it in the comments below. Know that I pray for all of you on a regular basis. And although my videos are cut down, you are always on my mind, always in prayer. And it's my hope to continue making content and have this channel grow. And just know all of you are greatly appreciated for being loyal subscribers and for sharing this content. And, for just being part of this community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if anyone can sow a seed into this ministry, it would help greatly to continue making content. It's been very challenging lately. But no, I'm still here. It may be a while before I can have consistent videos going. That's my hope. So all of you can be a part of that, again, by liking, sharing, subscribing, and if you can, donating to this ministry. So the word can get out to a lot of people. And so the Christian ministry message of narcissists in the world today can be shared with those people who are hurting today from it. So thank you so much, guys. Love you all. I'll be back with a video shortly, I hope. I'll try to do my best to get another one out soon. And God bless.